Oh my goodness, here we are. We have a 5-day week ahead of us. Did you have some fun or do something nice on this very chilly weekend in May? God, I can hardly believe it was this cold. I've had to bring in my flowers and keep them safe from old Jack Frost, I guess. So I don't know. Can you see Millie over there? Yeah. I put a sheet over that chair so it wouldn't be completely covered in hair all the time when actual humans want to sit on it. Today, I want to talk to you about hair. How's your hair? Do you have someone in your house that can cut your hair? My hair is ridiculous. Look at this. Normally, my bangs are like just below my eyebrows, and I feel like Cousin It right now. If you have no idea who Cousin It is, then you need to go and look up some old Addams Family TV show things and see what you come up with. Okay? Oh my goodness. Or was it the Munsters? No, pretty sure. Hmm, good question. Well, there's your trivia question for today. Today is Square Day. And so I had mentioned last week a couple times if you have something that's square, like Cheez It crackers, yes, or Starbursts, those are good ones, Post it notes, Legos, only the square ones. So that would be the ones like with 4 nubbins, or if you have the single ones, but you need them all the same size. So we can't have like the rectangle ones. That doesn't work. Okay, so if you have any of that stuff, otherwise you can draw it out. It's just not as fun. Alrighty. And so you definitely need, look at that. My spider plant looks like it's growing out of my head. Weird. I got a new piece of furniture, and so it's got my big TV in there, so it's not such a junk heap back there. Anyway, so you need definitely something to write with. And even if you're not going to draw, we've got to make a huge list and a chart and stuff today. All right. And get some square stuff. I am going to ask you to pause the video a lot today while you work some of this out with me. And so I'm not going to show my face anymore. What I'm going to do is show my little experiment table here that has, well, I do have some Cheez-Its and I also have some Starburst. So we'll kind of model things each way. All right. And I have my screen there as well. And I can draw on that. Okay. I made some virtual Cheez-Its on the screen. Alrighty. So here we go. Make sure you got pencil and some paper. Okay. So the first thing that I want you to do, and I'm going to say just get one item out so you can look at it. Now, if you're using Cheez-Its, you know, they get they kind of have that salty, powdery stuff. Actually, I went and got the white cheddar ones. Oh my gosh, those are so good. So you can use that, or if you have Starburst, you can put one Starburst out like that. You do what you want. But first, I want you to take a look at that one lone Cheez-It. And if you have to draw it, that's okay too. What I would have you do is just, draw a little square. Let me get my select on here. Here we go. Okay, start with one. And so, what do you remember about squares? Or what makes a square a square? So I want you to think to yourself, oh, let's see. Well, squares are, they have 4 sides. It's quadrilateral. Each of the sides has an equal length. Okay, that makes it a quadrilateral with 4 equal sides. It's called a rhombus. Because it has 4 right angles, it belongs to the rectangle category. But because it not only has the 4 right angles and the 4 equal length sides, we call it a square. Okay, so now what I want you to do is grab 4 crackers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or if you're over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm making this in the morning where I just usually have my coffee, so I'm not super hungry yet or tempted. But what I want you to do with these 4 is now make a square out of 4 Cheez-Its or 4 Starbursts or 4 Post-its or 4 shapes that you're drawing here. So let's see. 1, 2, let's see. Come over here. Get those all taken care of. My fingernails are awful sorry. I've been working in my garden getting it ready. And hopefully it'll be warm enough that I can get it planted this week. Okay, use 4. Could you do that? Tell me about this square. How long are the sides of each one of these? Okay. How many total squares are in there? Yes, 4, and it happens to be a 2 by 2. All right, now what I want you to do is, and I got to grab some of my Cheez-It friends, my virtual Cheez-Its up here. Okay, now I want you to take 6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then on my Cheez-It plate, I'm going to add a couple more. All right, this time I want you to use those 6 and I want you to make a square. Okay. Pause my video. You play around with this, see what you come up with, and then when you join back in, we'll see what I came up with here. Nope. See the problem with that? It's a rectangle, but it's not the same length on each side, so that doesn't work. Let me try these virtual ones. That's a rectangle. Three by 2. No, not a square. No. 6 is not a number that is very workable when it comes to trying to make a square. I can make rectangles that are 2 across and 3 high, or 3 across and 2 high, but not with 6. Let's try adding a couple more. So let's try 8 instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Let's come down here. Let's get these 8 virtual Cheez-Its down here. And here's the other 2 pokey ones. All right, you pause the video. You start working with 8. I'm going to add 2 more crackers into my mix. And by the way, there's no cheating. If you have some broken one like that, nope, that's not going to work. So start playing around. Pause your video. Work with 8 and see what kind of square you can make there. All right. Did you have any success? I can make another rectangle because I have an even number, so I could go 2 by 4 or 4 by 2, but I can't make a square. So there seems to be something special about squares. There's some kind of pattern here. Do you know what it might be? So when I started, okay, we discovered that we could make a square with a number 1. Where am I here? Pen. Okay, so 1 is what we call a square number. And then 4 was a square number. So what do you suppose the next number is so that you can build a square? So remember, I'll do it with my Cheez-Its here. We had 4, and then that was 2 by 2. So I would need to build my next big size, which would be 3 across and 3 down, because that would make it is the same size on each side. So it looks like I got to add one there. Okay, so the next one is 3 by 3, which will give me 9. All right, let's do what would be the next one. I would have to start building. Let's see, 3, I'd have to build it 4 across, 4 across, 4 across. And then, now that's just a rectangle. So then I'd have to add these guys in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there's the next one. 4 on this side, 4 on this side. So let's see, so the next one was 9 because that was a 3 width by 3 length. The next one is 16, which is 4 by 4. Okay. So let's start making a little chart here of these perfect square numbers. We are going to think of it this way. We're going to call the side lengths, we're going to call those the root, and that'll become even more apparent tomorrow as to why we're doing this. So if I have each side is 1, that means my area was 1 times 1 or just 1. Okay, so that goes back to just one Cheez-It by itself. Then you had 2, where we built the 2 by 2 square, which was 4. And then if each side was 3, that's the one that I just had built there for you. That one, a 3 by 3 square, is 9 square crackers, or that's the area of that thing. Go to 4, we just did that one. Now, do you see where this idea of calling this exponent a square is coming from? Because 1 times 1 equals 1, that really means 1 squared. So you take the 1 and square it, you get this perfect square number. What I want you to do is make a chart that goes all the way to 20. No, I am not kidding. Because if we were in class, I would say your assignment is to memorize the first 20 perfect squares in your head as super fast as you can. Okay? Now, you probably have the first 12 or so in your head, just boom, 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 really fast. These perfect squares are super important when we start understanding what working backwards is from the square to what are its side lengths. What is the root, which is a new function called a square root that we're going to get into. So your assignment today, all right, is to build this chart. Okay, so 5 times 5 or 5 squared is 25. 6 squared is 36, and so on. These numbers are the perfect squares. They are like magical, awesome, super cool. And what I want you to do is memorize them all the way up to 20 squared. The ones where I always get hung up on are like 17 squared, 18 squared, 19 squared. Those are the ones where I have to stop and think. Even at my old age, I still have to work on those. So make your chart. Get ready. Okay. You will submit your attendance in Schoology. Then to do the homework, it'll go super fast. Okay. Faster than this video for sure. So happy Monday. Stay warm. And the sun is at least shining today. And by the end of the week, we're supposed to be back to normal temperatures and maybe even a thunderstorm. Cool. All right. Good luck today. And may the force be with you.